Hey, it's your real estate geek, Andrew Finney here. So today we're coming back with real estate trends for the 4th of August, 2017 with 7 epic home buying hacks you can use in a seller's market right now. So before we begin, I want to actually give a shout out to SoSo Melodies, who's one of our subscribers to the channel, and tell her thank you. SoSo Melodies, thank you so much for the wonderful comment that you left me yesterday. I'm glad that these videos are helping you out, and it really means a lot to me that you went ahead and shared that in the comment section. So if you're like SoSo Melodies and you feel the same way, these videos are helping you out, you're learning something useful, please go ahead and do 4 different things. Number 1, leave me a comment in the comment section below. 2, if you haven't already done so, please subscribe. 3, go ahead and give me those thumbs up. And 4, please share it around because you never know who is going to help. So let's go ahead and get started with our 7 epic home buying hacks for a seller's market with epic hack number 1, get ready to buy. So what does that mean? Getting ready to buy means that you need to have your financial house in order and make sure that everything is ready to go. So if you're gonna get ready to go start shopping for a home, obviously if you see that right home, you wanna be able to make an offer, right? Well, we as real estate consultants actually need to have a loan pre-approval letter, or if you're buying cash, a proof of funds letter that's current within the most recent 30 days to be able to make that offer for you. Don't lose out on that dream house because you weren't financially ready. Make sure that you get your loan pre-approval first, and if you don't know where to begin with finding that local loan officer, please contact your local real estate consultant after checking that real estate consultant's ratings, reviews, and checking their past sales history. Make sure that you're getting yourself an agent that has at least 12 closings in the last 12 months. That way you know you're getting a full-time agent that's constantly in the process and is going to know how best to help you. And part of getting ready to buy is also working with that real estate consultant in a buyer's consultation meeting and setting up and defining your goals and designing what you want in your new home. Identifying your must-haves. Is it an area? Is it a school district? Is it a community style? And being very clear on what you want in your new home. Knowing all of this going into it is going to help you with the next 6 steps. So epic hack number 2 is actually viewing homes as quickly as possible. And of course, to be able to do that, you need that loan pre-approval letter, you need that local loan officer and that local real estate consultant to make that happen. Why do you want to view homes as quickly as possible, you might be asking? The reason is simple. If you live in that house and you saw it on Zillow, Redfin, Trulia, Realtor, or wherever you saw it from, hopefully you were using that custom home search portal your local real estate consultant set up for you, because that's going to be the most accurate information. Our MLSs, just for reference, our MLSs, which is MLS means multiple listing service, update generally about every 1 minute. So it is the freshest and most accurate information possible in your local marketplace. And if you're seeing those pictures and you're saying, hey, I love that house, I gotta see that house, but I'm not available until the weekend, but maybe I could be available after I get off work tonight, go see it when you get off work tonight, because if you don't see it right away, there's someone else in your marketplace that's loving that house too, and you could miss out on your dream home because you weren't ready to go. So you want to make sure that happens. So have that conversation with your local real estate consultant about your availability and the showing schedule so that we can set those appointments and get you in there to see that house before someone else has the opportunity to snatch it away from you. Epic hack number 3 is eliminating buyer drama. What is buyer drama, right? Well, drama, we all know what drama is, and it sounds just like it means. So what buyer drama is whenever you get emotionally attached to a specific property, or you get into, you go see a house with your local real estate consultant and there's another buyer ahead of you, or there's a buyer after you, and you get very emotional, you get angry. And it's very common sometimes when a low inventory market's present and we're in a seller's market that happens. And just to let you know what a seller's market is, a seller's market is best defined as any market across the United States, or any real estate market that has less than 5 months of inventory available for sale. Meaning that if no more homes came on the market, all homes would be sold in your current marketplace inside of 5 months. The lower time, the lower amount of months of inventory available in your market, the steeper the competition. And just be advised that depending on what price point of home you're actually looking for, you're going to see that there's going to be a little bit of a different threshold from price bracket to price bracket. So like in the Las Vegas market right now, if you're looking for a home under $300,000, it's an extremely competitive market. Once you go beyond that, it gets a little bit more flexible, and once you cross about $500,000-600,000, it gets a lot more flexible. Obviously, you know, whatever that average median income is where you live, that's where you're gonna have the most competition in your current marketplace. And I've also noticed that it ties directly into about what the max county limit is for your FHA home loan. Something to consider, something to know, something to be prepared for whenever you're out there getting ready to shop. Just eliminate that buyer drama, be open, be honest, be communicative with your local real estate consultant, be completely transparent with the loan officer, and we can ensure that we hedge the odds and stack that deck in your favor for your success, for your new dream home, and make it work for you the way that you want it to work. So epic hack number 4 is avoid overpaying. And you're probably saying, how in the world would I overpay for a property, or why would I overpay for a property? Goes back to epic hack number 3 by eliminating buyer drama, because if you're gonna get into a multiple bid situation, the first thing that's gonna go are any contingencies. And the biggest one that's gonna go right off the top, the seller that has multiple offers is gonna say, which one of these offers are giving me, the seller, the sweetest terms that I want to move my family or my life forward for my goals. So obviously they're gonna accept the offer that makes most sense to them. Now, that being said, they do not always accept the highest offer. So another competitive advantage that you can put into your pouch right now is actually completing a personalized letter, and maybe a picture of your family would help on that, to the seller with your offer if it's a multiple bid situation, telling them why that home is right, and stay away from giving them too much personal information. Stick with the facts, with like, it's the right community, our kids go to school around the corner, or it's the right school district for my kids, or you know what, our area preferences over here, the shopping centers are over here, there's parks over here, there's lifestyle choices over here. Those are the things that you want to put inside your buyer cover letter to the seller. Just stick to the facts, okay? So the other reason why people would typically overpay is that once those buyer closing costs go by the wayside, because that's the first thing that'll go, is if a seller has 5 different offers, and let's say all 5 offers are very competitive, the listing agent's going to go back to those buyer agents and say, hey, which one of these buyer agents can pay their own buyer closing costs? Keeping in mind that buyer closing costs are called buyer closing costs for a reason, right? I mean, it's kind of common sense right there. But a lot of times in a buyer's market, or maybe in a more balanced market, you can actually negotiate and get some of those buyer closing costs paid for. In a seller's market, much, much, much more difficult to do, if at all possible. So, and for your planning purposes, buyer closing costs are generally about 3% of a sales price. If you plan for that, you'll be ready for it. So that brings us to epic hack number 5. Do not ask for special treatment. So in asking for special treatment, what does that mean? You're writing an offer. You got all these homes available. You got these few homes available on the market, all these buyers competing for those homes, but you're the buyer that wants to have, oh, I need the refrigerator, I need the washer, I need the dryer, I need your great grandma Susie's chandelier in the dining room. Well, that's probably not going to work out so great for you. So don't ask for special treatment. Don't be asking for things like, oh, well, I want to buy your home, but I'm not ready to close until 3 or 4 months from now because my lease expires on my rental. If that's the case, then work with your local real estate consultant to seam up your time frame. And absolutely, you should be looking for a home 3 to 4 months out, or leaseways beginning the process at that time, so that you're ready for the market whenever your lease is about maybe 45, 60 days from coming up. So just don't ask for special treatment like that in a seller's market. It's probably not going to work to your advantage, because again, a seller's going to look for the terms that are reasonable to them. Let's say that seller needs to be out of that house in 30, 35 days, or ideally that's their goal, so that they can go buy a house. Keep in mind that sellers are people too. Once they sell that house, they have to have a place to go, and they're going to turn into a buyer. So sellers, if you're watching this video right now, please don't be greedy. Be reasonable, be fair, and just make sure that you're working with your listing agent, and your listing agent's working very well with the buyer agent with these offers coming in, to be communicative and to try to figure out what's going to work best for everybody by being reasonable, fair, and just treating everybody the way that we should as human beings, with respect and dignity. That brings us to epic hack number 6, which is negotiate in good faith. What does that mean? Well, whenever you put an offer in on a house, be committed to that offer. Don't get cold feet, don't get buyer's remorse, don't get timid, don't get scared, don't be shy. So that's a lot of don'ts, right? But the reason that you want to negotiate in good faith is you want to be able to put that earnest money deposit up there. You want to make sure, number one, before you make an offer on that property, that we eliminated that buyer drama back in epic hack number 3 by not being too emotionally attached to that property. If you're able to do that, then you'll be able to negotiate in good faith, know exactly what you're looking for, exactly what your intent is, and you'll be clear on your message to the seller and to your buyer agent and to the listing agent. with what your goals are. Once you negotiate in good faith and you're reasonable with it, you're looking at the situations, maybe you wanted to get buyer closing costs, your buyer agent would probably try it for you, and it either worked or it didn't. If it didn't work, well, be prepared for that 3%. Be prepared that you may not get great grandma Susie's chandelier in the dining room or the washer and the dryer in the process too. Negotiate in good faith, be honest, be communicative, and be transparent in what your intentions are, and be committed. Absolutely be committed. The last thing anybody wants to do is open themselves up to a liability or an issue because somebody got cold feet at the beginning of the process and decided they were going to make an offer, seller accepted the offer, move the escrow, and buyer says, oh, I changed my mind. That's not so cool. So be clear on your intent on the reason why you're doing that. If it had something to do with home inspections or appraisals, that's a completely different story that we'll have to get to in a different video. So that brings us to Epic Hacks number 7, parting shots. So in the parting shots, what I like to leave you with today, especially if you're getting ready to go buy a home, is to make sure that you keep a level head, work with your buyer's agent, listen to your buyer agent's advice, and ask them a lot of questions. Ask them about the market. Ask them about the price and the average trending prices for each community style, and whether you think that you can get buyer closing cost, or whether, you know, what the case may be. What's the market doing right now? How are negotiations taking place? If you want to try to find the deal in the market, which is only normal for any of us that are looking to buy a property or buy anything for that matter, right? Then what you want to do is you will probably want to look at the home that's on the market longer than the average days on market, because it's that home that if you're looking for a deal, that's the home that's probably going to be best for you, or at least ways in the negotiation phase might be more reasonable to you. Keeping in mind that if it's been on the market that long, there's probably not the upgrades or some of the other features and amenities to it that other buyers want and that we all want in the beginning. So if you're going to get into those hot properties, make sure you're ready for it. If you're going to look for those properties that are on the market for a little while because you want to have a better deal, so to speak, you're still going to have to be reasonable because it's still a seller's market, but you may be able to get some buyer closing costs or a lower price or one of those things. Something to consider, something to think about, and I just want to leave you with this. I also want to source, obviously, this wonderful content that I got. It actually came off of TotalMortgage.com from Anita Clark in an article that she titled Top Tips for Buying in a Seller's Market. So, you know, it's been a really great time chatting with you today. I hope you found this video useful. Again, if you have, please give me those thumbs up, subscribe now, share it around, because you don't know who this video is going to be able to help. You never know. So, enjoy a wonderful weekend. I'll look forward to coming back to you next Monday with Real Estate Trends, and we'll catch up with you soon. Thanks.